your team, trade them out. Brag it to your mates like you never had a doubt. It's FMDT coming around for you.
This week we cover rounds 7, 8 and 9 in the league. We've had a record high score, we crown the unluckiest team, and I get my balls squeezed. That and more on this episode of FMDT.
Got the shits, it's FMDT coming around for you. FMDT, 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 FMDT coming right for you. FMDT, there's nothing you can do. FMDT coming around for you.
Alright, welcome to an all-exciting another episode of FMDT. We're covering 3 rounds of action this week, which is fantastic news because if it was just round 7 and 8, then, well, they were both losses for me and that would be really depressing to just be talking when all you've done is lost. But 1 week is, enough to make a big difference. Just had a win, our team is revitalized, ready to go. Because we had a win, you wouldn't want to be the guy sitting here who has lost all their matches, that's for damn sure. So, ready to get straight into it, buddy? Hey Shane. Well, alright, someone's feeling a little touchy. But I guess we'll just get straight to the newsroom then, and we'll see if I can cheer up Shane. Over to you, Shane and Bert. Sean and Bert.
Thank you very much, Shane and Bart. Here we are. Summarise 3 weeks of a draft.
A big task.
Big task. We've taken it down into team by team summaries.
That's right. Starting from the top of the ladder and going down.
Yes, and I'm plenty prepared. Oh,
That's a big mug.
that's hot soup. Alright. Shall we get going then?
I think so.
Alright, well, starting from the top of the ladder, I Shot the Sharon have carried on their winning ways over the last 3 weeks. Still sitting at the top of the B Money ladder, as they have been for the entirety of the season 2017. Even their lowest score of the year, due to a host of players on the bye in round 9, was enough to see them triumph over the unlucky Cornflakes.
Yeah. They're tough ones to beat. Xenophobophobia have kept the pressure on the Sharons with 3 wins of their own to keep themselves nipping at their heels. A personal best score of 1702 in round 8 to deny Cornflakes, who had hit their own personal best, was a highlight.
Yep. Dunkin' Donuts has also made it 3 wins from the last 3 games, which gives them 6 in a row to sit in 3rd spot. The Donuts are riding their luck, having the 2nd lowest points against in the entire league.
Oh, that luck. Many Barcelona have been heralded as the luckiest team in the league. Not Dunkin' Donuts, as some may say. Winning with scores under 1500 on their last 2 occasions. Their round 8 win coming from the 3rd lowest score that week. In round 7, Coach Sahil broke new ground by using the loophole successfully for the first time in his career. It is this type of innovative thinking that sees his team in 4th spot.
Oh, it's getting really fancy.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting tricked for once. Learning. Learns.
Well, sitting in a clear 5th place at 5 wins and 4 losses, DK Smash only achieved 1 of those wins from the past 3 games. However, that win in round 8 came from the highest score this year, an enormous 1,776.
Wow.
They almost got the win in round 9, losing by a measly 37 points, despite giving up before the week started and having 2 donuts on the field.
Wow, controversial choices there for sure. Now, the Danger Zone won an all-important wooden spoon match, and has continued. They have continued their momentum to be sitting inside the top 6 on the back of a 4-match winning streak. The sell-off that was promised by their coach may have to wait several weeks yet.
May not happen. So other teams may get in first.
Don't know who you're talking about.
Well, Too Delicious didn't have the best 3 weeks, as round 7 and 8 saw them put up their 2 worst scores of the season against the top 2 teams on the ladder. However, they recovered for a breakthrough win in round 9. Their 4th win of the season put an end to a 5-game losing streak and leaves them in 7th position on the ladder.
It's a team on the rise, that one. Now, the Lynch mob was vying for an unprecedented... Sorry, I've skipped ahead there, I believe.
Yep. Seems like you have.
So, going back to 7th spot on the ladder, we find it's a sure thing. And they had an emphatic 250-point victory in round 7, and then crashed down to earth with 2 losses. So they find themselves in 7th spot, and will need to improve their scoring to get themselves into finals contention.
Yes, they will. From 8th spot.
What?
I believe Too Delicious is in 7th spot. However...
Oh, what?
In 9th position, Murphy's Law couldn't get a win from the last 3 weeks, creating a 5-game losing streak for themselves and sending them on a slide down the ladder. They find themselves in 9th position, but only 1 win and points outside the top 6.
So, 10th spot then,
yes,
is where the Lynch mob finds themselves. And they were actually vying for an unprecedented 4th win in a row in round 7. However, they promptly turned back into a pumpkin with 3 losses from 3 dismal performances. The Lynch mob scored in the 1300s twice in a row, and on the back of these performances, Coach Ian confidently sent out only 17 players in their last round, and unsurprisingly was humbled by his opposition.
Too surprising. Party of 5 also lost all of their past 3 matches. However, they have recovered from a 4-round patch averaging 1,280 points to post a more respectable 1,506 average in the last 2 weeks. They currently sit in 11th place, but should still spring a few surprises on their higher ranked opposition.
Well, they hope so, but we'll see how they go. Finally, Cornflakes continued their downward spiral with 3 losses, extending their losing streak to 7. Even a season-best effort of 1653 was not enough to avoid defeat, a result which sums up their luckless season. Coach Shane has been unable to find any luck from his free agents, D's 22 and Paparone's 38, some of the poor selection choices made this season, and he may well be running out of ideas on how to save his season.
Back to the draft hub.
Coach Shane. Alright, thank you Sean and Bert for that pretty smooth newsroom there.
One of the best.
And thanks for coming back, Shane.
Yeah.
Thought I'd get to do the show without you.
Oh no. No, I've gone back, I've gone into the other room, I've calculated it.
Uh-huh.
Still got a shot. Mathematically, I can still make the finals.
Alright, always the optimist.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah.
In it to win it.
You've got, what, two games left to lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's going to beat me?
Alright, so in 3 weeks' time when we're shooting this show, you might not be here anymore. But while we've got you, let's get some talking points done. So we do have quite a few things to run through from the last 3 weeks. I'll kick it off with my first point. This is Max. This is about Max. I hate to blow his trumpet too much, but the guy deserves some recognition for having basically a phenomenal season so far.
Unstoppable.
And this week was one of his lowest scores, actually. Previously,
his lowest.
It was his lowest score ever
Of the year.
And previously he's been hitting 1700s like it's nobody's business.
Yes.
In fact, he's hit 4 of them already this season. Now, do you know how many times that score was hit last season, Shane?
Well, you just told me, but
5 times. 5 times. 5 times in the whole season last season. That represents 2% of all the scores that happened last season. right?
Max has got it 4 times already.
Max has got it 4 times already. Now, if we actually did this show 2 weeks ago, which is what I wanted to bring up this point, this would have sounded way more impressive because that was 4 out of 7 games. At the moment, it's 4 out of 9 games.
It's terrible.
So 44% of the time rather than a very staggering 56, which it would have been.
He is also projected for 1,770 or something this week.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising if he hits it again. And he didn't hit it last week because he had like half his team out.
Yeah.
Due to the big buy round of Port and Gold Coast.
Yeah. I really thought I had a chance, but that's
But, yeah, credit where credit is due. That is some phenomenal scoring. I think that the only thing going against him is that this was pretty much the position that the danger zone was in last year. And as we know, the Sherrins came out of nowhere to beat him. And that sort of sets a dangerous precedent where I think anybody will fancy themselves as long as they can make it into finals.
Right, but they weren't quite out of nowhere. They were like ninja. Weren't you calling them the ninja?
Well, that's exactly right, because they were undercover.
So we need someone... Yeah, but they were still
Sneak
like...
attack.
Second or third, like the whole year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So who do we need to look at? DK Smash.
Me.
Oh, he's
I'm in 7th.
Alec. Dunkin' Donuts. There's the dark horse.
It's too delicious.
Dunkin' Donuts. There's your dark horse.
DK Smash could actually be an interesting one, because out of nowhere, DK Smash smashed his way into a phenomenal score. How much was it, Shane?
1,772. I think.
6.
6.
Good fact checking this week on the show. So it's actually the second highest score we've ever had in the league. It would have been good enough to win highest weekly score in 2014 and 15. Last year we had a 1790 from the danger zone, so that is the all-time score to beat.
14 points off.
But still, this could very well be the score that wins it all, and it's a pretty phenomenal score. I know that Asher had Jack Billings going off there for 150 odd, and just a phenomenal score. So definitely this one to beat.
Yes. I'll be aiming for it this week.
How's your projection looking? Think you'll be lucky to get 1,500.
Hey man, my projection is the third highest.
Oh, well, good luck to you.
1,650 or something.
Yeah, and you've been lucky in hitting those projections all season, haven't you? So good luck.
Yep. I'm all about the luck.
But it's funny that you're talking about yourself, because I think we'll go from the top of the league down to the very bottom, and that's where you sit. And I think Nick asked the question a while ago, what's the unluckiest start to a season we've ever had, and it's right here.
Right here, right now.
I think you have set the benchmark. You are the poster boy for unluckiness. Shane, how do you feel?
I mean, it's not the best feeling. I feel like my team is just like... my team has put in 3 or 4 really, really bad rounds. Stinkers.
That's true. I won't argue against that.
But they just happen to have been against the teams that have had bad rounds against me.
Right.
So, and when I've done good, the other teams have done really good.
Yeah, you've had some really unfortunate results, right? Like, you've met teams when they've had some of their better results.
Yeah, well, Cam, freaking Cam,
who should not be above you, but he is.
As we heard in the newsroom, had a 4-round average of, what was it, 1,200 and something.
Awful.
Coming after...
Just absolutely awful, really.
Those 4 rounds came after the 1,590 he got against me. His highest score of the year. And I only lost by like 40 points. But anyway, Nick, also we heard in the newsroom, got his highest score of the year against me when I got my highest score of the year.
Yep.
And you right here, along with Alec, Millsy and Feral Drop Bears, all got your second highest score of the year against me.
Wow.
So it's just, just can't take a trick. And I still have the 6th best score in the league in terms of overall points.
And last week you had the 5th best score, I believe. Or the 4th best score even.
I believe you said it was the 4th.
Yeah. So...
You and Alec have jumped me after my 1,400 this week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I'm still in the top 6 in overall points, so... On weight of points, I should at least have 3 wins. 1. Come on.
So,
give me a break.
And you're giving yourself 2 more games?
Yeah, 2 more games before it's all up for sale.
Okay, yeah.
Just
so
on that as well, you know, I haven't had
jump
many
on that.
offers. One person's given me offers and none of you want me to trade with him, so you better make sure you get in there.
Talking about the Sharons, of course. No, definitely not. We don't want him to run away with the league, so I think a few other people should jump in there straight away.
If I'm going to move on to a talking point,
Yeah, beautiful, you got one.
the league medal,
Mm-hmm.
I have my number 1 midfielder, my number 1 player, Mr. Zach Merrett, running away with the league medal.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep a positive spin on things. It's just like Tom Mitchell at Hawthorn this year. He's just carrying the team all on his own for no avail.
Yeah, no, he's been a phenomenal pick. Can't really say too much bad about him. At least you've got one shining beacon that you can watch every week.
I just wanted to mention that, so I had something positive to say.
Yep, fair enough.
But just on Tom Mitchell, he is coming second on 13 points.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely after his 177 on the weekend would have helped. My next talking point is about Ian and Asher, and both of them decided to not field full sides this week. Port and Gold Coast on bye, so a few people missing, but regardless, the two of them thought that it wasn't necessary for them to give it their all and sort of gave up before the week started.
Yeah.
Pretty controversial choices. I don't agree with them at all. As I pretty much, told Asher, I think basically when you're doing this, you're saying, look, my team is so good, I'm so confident of making finals that I don't even need to bother with 1 week.
Yeah.
And I find it phenomenal that these two looked at their teams, were like, that is just a team full of superstars. There is just nobody I could drop on here.
Yeah.
And decided to give up on it. You've got Asher with, I think, two droppable players, Jordan Roughhead, and also Kieran Jack, who,
There's the one right there.
I don't really get that one. He's injured, he's not playing, drop him.
He's averaging 50 or something.
He lost by how many points?
37.
Exactly. So pretty much
Anybody.
any centre that you would have really thought about picking up would have given you the win. And I think that's just a bad choice. And then you move over to the Lynch mob, who didn't start as centre, lost by 100 points, and in hindsight, there was nothing they could have done to avoid that, except maybe a trade.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think giving up a match like that, especially when you're in the position that the Lynch mob is in, is just a bit preposterous. Menzel, Silvani, and even Rance, who is having a pretty poor season, why give up on a game when you can just get rid of one of these guys? And probably
give it a shot.
Probably pick him back up next week anyway.
Especially Kieran Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the Lynch mob, but...
I mean, even you dropped him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
On the flip side of that, I mean, it doesn't matter so much the Lynch mob's game, but Sahil, Manny Barcelona gets another easy, lucky win.
Oh, I know. Oh.
Just because of that. Because he just had Kieran Jack and decided to hold on to him.
Exactly.
Not pick up anybody else.
But he also moves above DK Smash now, so he's sort of like helped his opponent, the guy who was going to be fighting for a final spot against.
I mean, two games ahead of him.
Yeah.
Well, next up we have trades, talking point, and there's actually been 2 trades.
Yeah, a long time coming.
In the past 3 weeks. So...
It's been a bit of a desert. A barren wasteland of trades so far, but yeah.
But you were involved in one of them.
Right, yes.
You got yourself a ruckman.
Yeah, well, what's more interesting about this story is not really the trade itself, it sort of was, whatever.
Yeah.
But what led up to the trade, which was the fact that Ian Mills decided that he would steal away the only free agent ruck while I was busy in Fiji, relaxing and trying to de-stress and...
Got the only ruck available.
Exactly. So, absolute bastard. Now, look, objectively it's not a bad move, but fuck you, Mills, for making me have to make a trade. And I think, look, objectively also, I think it's kind of funny because Ian Mills kind of had me by the balls at this point. And he's got me in a firm grasp. And I think that he could have basically sold me an absolute turd for a fortune. But instead, he allows Asher to come in. Asher takes full advantage of the situation, and Asher finishes me off. I mean, that didn't come out right.
That's what he said. Alright, are you happy with the result?
Well, I'd have to wait for a rock any longer.
Oh, God. So what was the other trade then, Bart?
The other trade is Webster for Stephen Hill. This was a trade between Asher and Sahil. Sahil,
Like
who
3 weeks ago.
I think it's like his second trade in the league as well, which is surprising.
Yeah.
He only made one last season, and that required Matt Crouch with like the whole like waiver full of things to sign. But yeah, this one he's just sort of made up a straight up trade. I think Asher's definitely won this one. I think Stephen Hill is a way better player than Webster, and Webster actually went on to get injured.
Yeah, I was unlucky.
Which is unlucky. He did hit a bit of a purple patch. Had some good form.
Yeah. And I mean, I can only assume Sahil didn't have a defender that week or something. He had to fill in a gap.
Yeah, unsure what the situation there was. But either way, I think it's swinging in the favour of Stephen Hill, in my mind.
Well, one man who has been trying to trade,
Yes?
Nick.
Right, good point. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if all of the league woke up to a trade for Devon Smith proposed to them. I certainly did. And he tried it on more than once with me, actually.
Yep, he made a couple of attempts with me.
Well, I think the first time we tried to trade was when there was a red cross next to Devon Smith. And then he tried again once the week was over because that red cross was no longer there, as if somehow we did not realise what was going on.
Right. Oh, he got in before the red cross with me.
No, did he?
Mm.
Yeah, well...
It was just Devon Smith for Jack Sinclair. It was like, what's going on
I'm glad
here?
no one fell for it. And enough about talking points. I think that wraps up our league. That's 3 weeks, done and dusted. So we've actually got buys coming up very soon.
1 more week to go.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we will indeed. and then we'll take a well-deserved break because we haven't had enough of those already.
No. I agree.
You might take a break for a long,
the rest of the year.
long time. Yeah. If there's anybody who wants to be a co-host out there, might be a bit of a curse. I don't know. Max, if you want to sit here. That brings us to a close. Thanks for watching again, guys.
See you next week.
Adios.
That's what he said.
Come again. Getting a lot of losses, it's really depressing, man. You don't want to be that guy. Come on, man. Alright, so obviously someone's feeling a little touchy-feely.
Is that alright?
I think I said touchy-feely, which doesn't make any sense.
Touchy feeling.